Hey my friend, this is Joey. In this video, we are going to create a Python program to find the factorial of a number. You will learn 3 methods to find the factorial of a number in this video. So let's get into coding the program straight away. Alright, before we move to code the program, if you are new to my channel, then hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, because that way you won't miss out on any new videos of Python coding interview questions I create. So let's first create the main function within this Python script that I have created already. So it will be main, and there you go, main function created. Now we'll write the input function to take the number from the console. So it will be input, and as a message we'll write enter the number. Alright, we'll have to typecast the input taken using this input function into integer, because input function always returns a string. And now we'll store the input taken into a variable v_num. We'll first define a function, and we are going to call it f_factorial. So it will be def, and I'll write f factorial. This function is going to accept an argument, and let's call that argument n. Alright, within the body of this function, we'll first define a variable v_fact, and we are going to initialize it to 1. This v_fact is going to contain the factorial of the number entered after all the iterations of the for loop are over. So when we have spoken of for loop, let's write a for loop that is going to run from 2 to the number entered. So it will be for I in range 2, n plus 1. Okay, within the for loop, we'll write a line of code which will be v_fact equals to v_fact into I. So when I is 2, then v_fact will become 2. In the next iteration, I, which will become 3, then will be multiplied to 2, and thus v_fact will become 6. In the third iteration, I, which becomes 4, will be multiplied to 6, and v_fact will thus become 24, and this is how the subsequent iterations are going to progress. Finally, from the function, we'll return v_fact. In the main function, we'll write some checks using if-else. The first check will be if v_num, that means the number entered, is less than 0, then we'll print factorial of negative numbers can't be calculated. Okay, else if v_num equals to 0, that means if the number entered from the console is 0, then we'll print the factorial of 0 is 1. Alright, simple. Okay, so these are our 2 checks. Only if the number entered passes these 2 checks, then we'll call this function f_factorial. So beneath this if else, we write a variable v_res. This variable is going to store the factorial received from the f_factorial function. So after the equals to sign, we'll call this function. So it will be f_factorial, and we'll pass v_num as its parameter, and then we'll print the result. So it will be print, and within double quotes, we write the factorial of curly braces, which will be replaced by v_num is curly braces again, and this will be replaced by v_res. So within format, we'll first pass v_num, and as its second parameter, we'll pass v_res or v_res. So this is it. One method is complete. So let's run the program and check the output. Alright, it's asking me to enter the number. Let me enter 4, and the factorial of 4 is 24. So let's see if the program returns the same or not. There you go. It says the factorial of 4 is 24. Let me run it again and let me pass 5 this time. The factorial of 5 is 120. Let's see if the program gives 120 as the result or not. And it says 120 is the factorial of 5. So this method is working fine. And now we look into the second method to find the factorial of a number. So for that we create another function f underscore factorial underscore method 2, and that's also going to accept one argument. So it will be def f underscore factorial underscore method 2, and it's also going to accept one argument. Let's call that argument n only. For this method to work, we'll have to import math module of Python. So let's import it. So at the top I'll write the import statement. It will be import math. Okay, now within this method f underscore factorial underscore method 2, we'll simply write one line of code, and it will be return math dot factorial, and within its brackets we'll pass n. That's it. As you can see, there is a built-in function factorial within the math module, using which you can find the factorial of a number in the simplest way possible. Within the main function we'll write print, and within double quotes we'll write factorial of curly braces using built-in function is curly braces, and within format we'll first pass v underscore num, and as its second argument we'll call this method f underscore factorial underscore method 2, and as its parameter we'll pass v underscore num. So we are making the function call directly from inside the print. This is a shortcut, my friend, that can make coding more productive. Now let's run the program and check the output. So let me click on the play button. Alright, it's asking me to enter the number again. Let me enter 3 this time. The factorial of 3 is 6. Let's see if 6 is the answer that the program gives. And there are 2 methods we'll be calling. So 6 should be printed 2 times. And there you go. It says the factorial of 3 is 6, which is being calculated using our first method, and this is the output from the second method, which says factorial of 3 using built-in function is 6. So you can see both are same. Now let's look into method number 3 to find the factorial of a number, and this method will use the recursion method. So for that we create another function, and we call that function f underscore factorial underscore recur, and that's also going to accept one argument. Let's call it n only. All we'll do is write here return n multiplied by, and now we'll call the function again, but this time the parameter that we are going to pass to the function will be n minus 1. So it will be f underscore factorial underscore recur, and the parameter that we are going to pass will be n minus 1. So when this method is called with n, let's say n is 4, then this return statement will become like 4 multiplied by f underscore factorial underscore recur within brackets 3. So what's happening is this method is called again with parameter as 3, and in that function call the statement will become 3 multiplied by f underscore factorial underscore recur, and the parameter that will be passed to it will be 2, 3 minus 1. The function will be called again, and in that function call the statement will become 2 multiplied by f underscore factorial underscore recur 1. Finally 1 will be passed as the parameter, and within that function call, when that's the case, we will return 1. So within the body of our function we'll write an if. It will be if n equals to 1, then we have to return 1, and this one will be returned to the function call at the previous level, else we return our main line of code. Recursion is easy, isn't it? Now within the main function, we will make a call to the function that we just wrote. So I'm going to copy and paste this line of code over here, and the only change I'm going to make is call this method f underscore factorial underscore recur. That's it. And instead of built-in function, I'll write recursion. Now let's rerun the program and check the output. We are going to get factorial calculated using 3 methods this time, and they all should be the same. So let me enter 5 and let's see if all 3 methods give me 120. And you can see that all 3 methods are giving the output as 120. Let's check it once more. So this time I'm going to enter 6, and the factorial of 6 is 720, and you can see all 3 methods gave 720 as the factorial of 6, which states that this program is working fine. Alright, and one enhancement that we need to make to our code is that when we are performing checks on the number entered, then if the number is less than 0, then in addition to printing that the factorial of negative numbers can't be calculated, we also have to exit the program. So we'll also write exit over here, and we will have to write exit over here as well. Alright, so after making this addition, let's run the program and check what output does the program give if the entered number is 0. And there you go. The program says that the factorial of 0 is 1. And one final run in which I am going to enter, let's say, -5. There you go. The program says factorial of negative numbers can't be calculated. With this, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Do let me know in case of any doubts in the comment section. I look forward to help you with Python programming, and I'll see you in the next video of Joey's Tech. Goodbye and take very good care of yourself.